guys in here at the bottom of Dave Wahlberg. Take a straight ride, center field, first out of the bottom of the second inning here, where we stand. Got multiple announcements left to the plate for West. We are currently, like I said, at the bottom of the second inning. West at 5. Right down the middle. Right down the middle. Wildcat. Down there, the first of the take his base. Step up the plate for West. Fly ball off the left field, and it was dropped by the left fielder. Terpstra will go around to third, Wendell to second, and that puts runners on second and third for the Westerners. As the third baseman Case Nielsen now steps up to the plate. So far, both teams get fast going, but the Westerners getting theirs going just a little better. They try to extend their lead here tonight at the bottom of the second. First pitch goes by. Strike one. 1-0 count. Runners on third and second. That ball pops out. Nelson watches that ball go by. 1-2 now the count. And that pitch is called strike 3 for the second out of the inning for the Wildcats. Oh, for the Westerners. Sorry about that. And that will bring Leighton Cook up to the plate. Try to run in their batters that they've got on, runners that they've got on at third and second. See what that first pitch 1. That ball bounces out, bounces to the back, and that'll score a runner on a wild pitch. That'll bring the Western score up to 6. Wildcats 2. That first pitch called strike. 1-2 to count for Cook now at the plate. Runner still on third for the Westerners. As he grounds that one to third, and it'll get by the third baseman. That'll score another run for the Westerners, as Cook will hold up at first. Eric Allard now to the plate. As he sends that one sky high into center field. The center fielder will make the catch. And that'll be all for the second inning. We will be back at the top of the third. Welcome back here to Akron at the top of the third inning. Westerners currently leading the Wildcats 7-2. As number 1, Jaden Lloyd, pitcher, steps up to the plate to lead things off for the inning. Hayden Wahlberg still on the hump for the Westerners, as his first pitch goes by outside for ball number 1. At second pitch, finds the strike zone, even out the count to 1-1. Pitch in the dirt, into the backstop. 2-1 now the count. Pitch again in the dirt. 3-1 the count for Wahlberg. hit right back to Wahlberg. He'll have an easy toss to first baseman Casey Nielsen for the out. So one out here now in the top of the third. And that'll bring up Eric McGill for the Wildcats. Wildcats played last night, winning their first game against Alta Aurelia. Eric McGill, a big piece of that puzzle. Got a hit on 3 out of his 4 and had 4 RBIs. See if he can get some of that same production going here against the Westerners as that first pitch goes by inside for ball number 1. That pitch also hit right back to Wahlberg. That'll be 2 batters and 2 outs for Wahlberg. I'll bring up the first baseman, Brody Bremer. First pitch goes by low, ball number 1. If you're just joining us, Westerners made an early pitching change early in the second inning, taking out starter Eric Allard and bringing in Hayden Wahlberg. Since then, he's been productive, but he said, how's that one to hit? That'll get by through the outfield, through the gap, and all the way to the warning track as Branger will hold up at second base after he gets himself double. And that'll bring up Ian Sharon now. That ball popped up. Shallow. Lands fair. That looked foul from here, but the umpire behind the plate says that landed fair, and that'll allow a runner to score for the Wildcats. That'll bring the score up 7-3. And number 28, Lady Sharon, will hop up to the plate and try to get this string of hits to continue. That pitch also popped up change. They bring in number 7, Carson Sleazer. He's sent by that first pitch for a ball number 1. 1-0 the count. That ball popped up, and it's going to land back foul behind the plate to even up the count, 1-1. That pitch fly right down the middle for strike number 2, 1-2, now the count. For McCulley. As he tries to keep the hot bats going for the Westerners, and that ball will go by outside and low for ball number 2. Evens up the count now, 2-2. Another ball pops foul. Hits the bus as the Westerner bench explodes into cheers for that. But the count remains the same, 2-2. That ball goes by behind the head of McCulley. Brings the count full as he tries to battle this off and get back into this count. And that pitch goes by low. And McCulley works the at-bat and gets himself a walk. That'll bring up Carter Wilkin now to the plate. Pitch goes by low, and that'll allow McCulley to get over to second base on a wild pitch. That pitch sent foul over the left field fence. 1-1 now the count. Runner on second for Wilkin as he takes that pitch inside. Ball drops just for a second. McCulley takes the opportunity and manages to get to third. Just barely, but the ball slipped out of the hands of the third baseman. So 2-1 now the count for Wilkin and a runner on third base. That one goes by low and outside. 3-1 now the count. Steps up into the box here, and that ball gets by low. That'll not only give Wilkin the walk, but will bring McCulley home. And so that brings the score up Akron 8, Woodbury Central 3. As McCulley is able to work his way around the bases there, only through one batter, thanks to a couple dropped in wild pitches there. That pitch goes by high for Hayden Wahlberg now at the plate. That pitch thrown over to first. Wilkin is able to get back safely. Plenty of time to spare. A pitch low in the dirt, but a nice stop by the catcher. That ball popped up into the infield. Second baseman gets under it and is able to make the catch, giving the Wildcats their first out of the inning. Sorry, second out of the inning. And that'll bring Jack Terpstra, the third baseman, up to the plate for the Westerners. Runner still on first. As that ball gets by the catcher on the ground, and runner will easily make his way to second. Terpstra now steps back in the batter's box. Watch that one go by high. 2-0 now. Another pitch high. That'll bring the count 3-0. As the West look to get another runner on board. That pitch just a little high, and that'll be another walk for the Westerners. And it looks like we have a coaches meeting at the mound. We'll see what happens here. We'll be right back. We welcome you back here in the top of the fourth as Jackson Reedlitz leads things off here. At first pitch, a strike. That one goes low in the dirt. Bounces off the umpire, but takes it like a champ. 1-1 now the count. Swing and a miss there for Jackson, and that'll bring the count 1-2. That ball right over the top of the third baseman's head. That'll reach the grass. That'll be a hit for the Wildcats. They get a runner on first now. And that'll bring up Brady Thomas now to bat. That ball high and back to left field and hits the fence in the warning track. Ball comes in late, and Rebels will score for the Wildcats, and Thomas will get around to second. Appears the ball might have been stuck under a fence out there in left field. They wedged it clear and got it back in the infield. And that scores a run for the Wildcats, bringing the score to Westerners 8, Wildcats 4. Our last pitch hit deep in left field. We'll see if Wahlberg, how he responds now. Runner on second. Batter shows bunt, goes for it, and misses it for strike number 1. First baseman for the Westerners now takes a couple steps in, preparing for that possible bunt. No bunt this time, but a swing and a miss for Abe McGill. 0-2 now the count. Runner on second, and no outs in the inning. That pitch dug out from deep, sent deep into right field, and just gets over the right fielder's head. That'll be another hit for the Wildcats. And send a runner home. And he got him at the plate. The runner, Brady Thomas, makes a bold decision at third, tries to go home. And Casey Nielsen, the first baseman, able to recognize it quickly, make a good throw to second. And they are able to get him out of the plate, saving a run and getting themselves an out. Head coach Fort Johnson now wants to head out, talk to his players a little bit. So now coming up to the plate will be Joe DeStichter.
shortstop. Makes the throw to first for out number 2. But the runner at second, Brady Thomas, advances the third. That'll bring up Jaden Lloyd now to the plate with the runner on third. Lloyd able to score a runner in the last inning as he tries to do it again. That first pitch goes by inside for ball number 1. That pitch down foul, down the left field line. That'll even up the count, 1-1. That pitch called strike for strike number 2. 1-2 now the count for Jaden Lloyd as he tries to get the Wildcats another run in this inning, but only has 1 strike to work with. As that pitch goes above his head, 2-2 now the count. That pitch just off the top of the bat, and a catch made by Terpstra, the third baseman. Just a little blooper, just barely got that one off the bat, and it looks like it almost might fall short in front of the shortstop, but the third baseman Jack Terpstra runs over and makes a diving catch to save it, and that'll end the half inning. Westerners still lead 8-4. As we will be right back with you. off the ground, bounces out of the glove of the second baseman, who attempts to make the throw, gets by the first baseman, and Nielsen will hold up there at first base after looking to go to, but deciding he better not. So Westerners get a runner on off of an error, and Tate Colt will now come in to pinch run for Casey Nielsen. Clayton Cook now steps up to the plate for the Westerners. That pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Great pitch. That'll be strike number one. That pitch also called strike. 0-2 now the count for Cook. As the runner on first takes off, that ball popped up right on the foul line, but will land foul. So count remains 0-2. Great Cook. Tate Colt on first. Took off on the last pitch. See if he does so again. He does not. And umpire says that if Cook offered, went around, and that's strike number 3. That'll bring up Eric Allard now to the plate. As the pitcher throws over to the first baseman. High catch there for the first baseman, but he's able to haul it in. Colt gets back to first with plenty of time to spare. High pitch outside. Now the count. That pitch goes by for strike number 1. As Tickle takes off, runner, and gets down to second. Ball takes a big hop over the second baseman, but shortstop's behind him to hold the runner. That last pitch was ball. So 2-1 now the count. Runner on second for the Westerners. Sallard tries to extend their lead here. That ball goes live. Bounces off the catcher's chest plate, and he's unable to get to it in time. And the runner will advance to third. Tough hit there for the catcher. Bounced right off of his chest protector. Looks like just needed a moment, but he's ready now. We get back into it. 3-1 now the count. Runner on third base. That pitch goes by low, bounces off the foot of the catcher, but doesn't roll far enough to attempt Colt into trying to make it home. But that'll give the Westerners another runner. That'll bring up Will Hartman now to bat. Runners on first and third. Wouldn't be surprised to see Allard on first take off here, but he holds up. a little high. Bobbled by the catcher. Looked like he might throw over to third there, but we'll never know. That brings the count 3-1. That ball driven deep into right field. Right fielder back gets just over his head. He reaches the warning track. That'll score one. That'll score two. It's a great hit by Hardman there. Scores two more for the Westerners, and he reaches second. That'll bring the score. Westerners 10, Wildcats 4. The Westerners looking to run away with this thing. And that'll bring the pitcher Ashton McCauley up to the plate now. First pitch, low and inside. Second pitch, high and outside. 2-0 the count. Still only one out here in the bottom of the fourth. That pitch down, it gets in the gap between the third and shortstop. Runner will hold up at third as the ball's thrown to the catcher. McCauley holds up at first. And now Westerners with runners at first and third as Carter Wilkins steps up to the plate. And it looks like the Wildcats will be making a pitching change here. And we will be right back after he finishes warming up. takes off the second. Makes it easily, no attempt made. So runners now on second and third for Wilkin. 2-2 the count. As that ball nails him right in the back. And he will take his base, and that will load the bases for the Westerners. And bring up Hayden Wahlberg. Always a tough one to take right off the bat. But Wilkin looks to be good. And he will stay out there. Wahlberg now to the plate. That pitch goes by inside, 1-0 the count. Bases loaded. That pitch ball high. That pitch driven. Gets into the gap between the second and shortstop. That'll score 1. That'll score 2. Wilkin will hold up Wilkin will make it to third. Wahlberg will hold up at first. That will score 2 more runs for the Westerners and leave runners on first and third for Jack Terpstra. Score now Westerners 12, Wildcats 4. And Aiden Hart will now be the courtesy runner over at first base. First pitch, Terpstra is inside. 1-0 the count. Still only 1 out here in this inning. As the runner takes off, that ball driven foul. That'll break the count. 1-1. Runner takes off second. So runners on second and third now for Jack Terpstra. That pitch goes in the dirt, bounces back by the catcher. Wilkin will attempt to make it in, and does as the ball gets by the pitcher. A wild throw. That's another run scored for the Westerners. 13-4 now the score. Count for Terpstra. That ball popped up back behind. That ball driven. Nice catch made by the shortstop. Snags it just as it's about to go over his head. And probably saves a run there. As well as gets them their second out of the evening. Sorry. And that'll be Connor Wendell up to the plate now. He watches the first pitch go by outside. Terpstra holds up at first, and that'll now bring up the first baseman, Casey Nielsen. That pitch driven high and deep into right field. Right fielder gets under it, makes the catch, and that will end the inning. So after 5 complete innings of play, the Westerners lead the Wildcats 14-4. All right, we welcome you back here in the top of the 5th inning, as Eric McGill will lead things off for the Wildcats this inning. Hayden Wahlberg still on the mound for the Westerners. His first pitch goes by as ball number 1. Wildcats need to score a run this inning, otherwise the game is over. As McGill tries to do just that and gets them started off right, as he gets a single into center field and will hold up at first base. That'll bring up Brody Bramer. Bremer looking to keep things going and keep this game alive. That pitch right down the middle, strike number center field. Play it back. Hits the fence. But is able to get the ball in time as the play is attempted at third, but unsuccessful. But a strong hit there by Bremer. Advances the runner and gets himself a double. So still no outs here. Runners on second and third as the Wildcats try to keep this game alive. And Ian Shurin will now come up to the plate. Try to get in the runner. That pitch right down the middle. Strike number one. That pitch just a little high. 1-1 now the count. That pitch in third. Nice block there by the catcher. 2-1 now the count. Swing and a miss there for strike number two. Whoever tries to retire the first batter of the inning. Try to get one step closer to ending this game. That pitch goes by, called strike number three. Nice pitch there for Wahlberg. That'll bring up Brady Sheeran as he tries to get one of the two runners in scoring position in. Watch the first pitch go by inside. Ball number one. Swing and a miss there for pitch number two. 1-1 the count. Another swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count. Wahlberg starting to find his groove here. And strikes out his second batter in a row, looking. 2 outs now here in the top of the fifth. And the Westerners only need one more out to call this game early. Wildcats with runner still on third and second. That ball in the dirt off the protector of the catcher, but all runners hold. That pitch by high and outside. 2-0 now the count. And that pitch sign, but called strike. 2-1 now the count. That pitch, foul ball. 2-2 the count. Wildcats with one strike remaining to work with to keep this game alive. Wahlberg looking to finish it right here. And a swing and a miss, and he does. And that's the game. The Westerners defeat the Wildcats in their opening night game, 14-4. Westerners come in with a preseason coaches poll ranking of 9, and they hold true to that tonight with a dominant victory over the Wildcats. We thank you for joining us here. We thank Clear Digital Solutions for allowing us to broadcast this game. We hope to see you here tomorrow night as the Westerners can try to continue